On a sunny October day in 2022, standing in a stark hallway, an unexpected sense of joy and enthusiasm washed over me. The feeling quite stunned me, and I'm not sure how long I stood there. I had just gotten done listening to a conference presentation about how simulation was being used to help educate parents of children with chronic disorders about how to care for their children at home. I thought to myself, this profession is incredible. I'm so lucky to be a part of it. That moment looked like nothing to the other people in the hallway, but it was everything to me. 12 years prior, as a green novice nurse, I started in the emergency department, eventually moving on to critical care. I quickly fell in love. I was hooked. I was going to be the forever frontliner, the ultimate nursing fangirl. My enthusiasm only grew when I became nursing faculty. "What made you want to become a nurse?" my student asked. Bursting at the seams, I would go on and on about how rewarding patient care would be, the nerdy science behind it, the variety, the flexibility, and the undeniable job security. I truly loved my work. How many people get to say that? Then, in January of 2020, we started to hear about a virus on the other side of the world. Before long, my world was unrecognizable. As the first surge peaked, I was teaching online in the morning and working as a rapid response critical care nurse in a New Jersey hospital minutes from Manhattan. My job was, the entire hospital was filled to the brim with COVID patients minus a couple of units. My job was to resuscitate crashing patients throughout that hospital. Over the next couple months, a tsunami of pain, deep sadness, uncertainty, and chaos filled the hallways. Reuse your N95s. Go buy goggles at Home Depot. Ration your gowns. Run. Intubate. CPR. Start that drip. Prune that patient. iPad goodbyes. Closet cries. Someone else is crashing. Repeat. 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 This is not in the textbook. A previous student of mine from a previous academic term had just started in my unit shortly before COVID arrived. I watched him get kicked off of orientation early. I watched him struggle to support the sickest patients any of us had ever seen. One day, less than a year after starting his first job as a nurse, he looked at me and said, "It's getting really hard to keep doing this." I had no words of comfort for him. Once his teacher and advocate, now I just was watching him drown. I felt so much shame and guilt for all the students I had enthusiastically led to this point. I never could have imagined this hellstorm, and for the first time since becoming a nurse, I wasn't sure if I could continue the work. The actual threat to my health, the growing political discourse around COVID-19, and the profound moral injury from watching people die en masse made it impossible for me to see how I could ever love nursing again, or how anyone could. I was not the same person, and I could no longer find the joy in nursing. But I had hoped that maybe one day I would find my way back. The way back has been hard. For a while, when I shut my eyes, I would see the faces of my patients. Tears felt like rain as early memories from those early weeks flooded my brain. Fortunately, with help, I was able to learn how to exist with the trauma. The thing I hadn't found was the joy. I had learned to fake happiness and enthusiasm, but I rarely truly felt joy, especially when it came to nursing. 2.5 years later, after the worst of the storm, there I stood in that sun-filled hallway with the feelings of joy and pride shining down upon me. I took a deep breath. I had found a way to have joy in being a nurse again. Those presenters will never know what their local conference presentation did for me, and I will never know why that moment meant so much to me, or what finally clicked in my brain to lift me out of the trauma fog that had encompassed me for over 2 years, but I am so grateful that it did. I may never be a critical care nurse again, but I can be a nurse that makes a difference. I can be a nurse that has joy in my work.